Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Hoyle, and this is the podcast with no name yet. But let me assure you this, today's the day I reckon I'm going to name it, or I'm going to move it on. But this is another thought I had. So actually, no one has actually listened to this podcast, other than one person, or maybe two that I've sent it to. And it's kind of weird that I kind of like that. I mean, I don't know, I like the fact that even though I'm doing this as a podcast for people to listen, I think I've got something to say. But the minute no one's listening, and don't know, I weirdly like it. And it kind of leads to one of the points I was going to bring up. I'm going to flip. I do flip a lot. You better get used to that one. I was working with a client the other day coaching, and they're an absolute hitter. They're just massive performer, brilliant. And it was funny, they said to me they're scared of failure, and that's one of the reasons they do well. They're so scared to do it, scared to post, scared to show the real self and whatnot. And I used to be like that once. And one of the things that happened to me was about something really bad happened to me, which will come out later on. You know, stay tuned on that one because, yeah, it's an interesting story. So that went on. And madly enough, 2 weeks later, I set a YouTube channel up and I called it The Crisis Coach. I'd never wanted to do one before. I've still got, it's not called Crisis Coach, it's just Christian Hoyle now, just so we know. I'd never wanted to do it before, and anyway, I started it. And when they say when you start a YouTube video, you don't have no one watches you, no one at all. So all right, no one watching that. And that first few bonds, I got loads of viewings, and I was like, yeah, come on, yeah. And then I discovered why. Because there was 178 WhatsApp shares, and what I found that out to actually be was that it wasn't people watching it, but it was more people were taking the mickey out of me, like lads in where I live. And I actually then, I'm going to mention my best mate twice now, one of my best mates. I went to see him. And he said, I did this thing that happened to me, I didn't tell anyone for a year. And, which is a story in itself. But later on, stay tuned, keep listening, we'll get to it. It's going to be a while. But I went round and I wanted to discuss about these WhatsApp shares. And I remember crying. I have no problem crying in front of him, which I really love. So I cried in front of him. And it was like the very next day, I just got over that. And I thought, so what? And it's interesting now. People now just think, yeah, he makes videos. And they think nothing of it. And now they're a bit more intrigued. And I'll have people come up to me, I know I will have been sharing, going, actually watch them and they're pretty good. So, yeah, you don't often see stuff like that. And you don't often know who's doing stuff like, at the minute, this is just me. I am going to be sharing it. But even if one person's hearing it, for me, that message was put across and I appreciate it. So, episode 2, you've got to listen to that. Episode 2, Lost Keys Open Many Doors. Love that story of Tony Hawkswell. Lost Keys Open Many Doors. You have to watch it to see it. So yesterday, I never have shit days. Yesterday was a bit of a shit day. I've told you, when I mentioned this thing that happened, there was a bit of a connotation of it yesterday. And I was on a drive that I'm only making through discrimination. I'm going to come to the discrimination later, but I can't match it now. So anyway, I was having one of them days. And it's interesting, like, what I want you to start to understand is when we're having them days, or we're in a bad place, or we're having bad thought process, or we're down or upset, what you'll find is you become a magnet. The law of attraction says what we think will bring into our life. And it's just so true. Because my thoughts were, I was driving, it was such a rubbish drive, I can't tell you how much. It was a terrible drive, I really didn't enjoy it. But I was attracting everything. I was just feeling pretty crap, and I was like thinking about loads of things. And I've been single for a long time for me. I've been single for 2 years, and I've not liked it. It's not for me. And then I've been sort of blessed by meeting someone who's pretty great. Like, not pretty great, she's amazing. And when I was having this law of attraction, thinking of all the bad things that were happening to me, I was actually pinpointing that. So I've got, my thing is, I've got an abandonment issue. It comes from childhood. I've seen a therapist. It was actually me who sussed it. I've got that one. And it comes into other things. Any of my friends will know that I have this thing about not wanting to be abandoned, and certain things come up, and that's my thing, and I've got to own it and accept it. And I do happily chat to anyone about it. And one of the things I've had with Katie is like, I'm not perfect, definitely not. I do try my hardest to be better all the time, but you bring a couple of things with you, and one of mine is I sent her this voice note about us not making plans instead of just being normally and saying it. And what I really like about her is ever since then is, I was doing it yesterday, I was thinking, well, we haven't made any plans, we've got nothing going on, am I ever going to see her? And she'd sent me this text, and I only saw the top bit, and I didn't read it because I was in this little mood. You know, I was generating this mood, and it's not really my normal flow, but I was generating. And so sorry. So in this little mood that I was in, I was like, no, we're not doing that. And when I got back, I had this text off her, and I opened it up. And it was the most beautiful thing, And it was about us making plans, and it was like as if she read my mind of what I was thinking. And because I'd done this voice note before, she saw it's me issue, me abandonment issue or whatnot, and she did something about it. And I thought that was beautiful. It made me think about, I do that a lot with other people. If I know they've got an issue about something and it's coming up, I'll try and work with them at, like text and ring them because I know that's their problem. And maybe that one's for you, like you do that and spread some love. So one of my big things that's important to me, because I don't know how long I've got. Oh no, we're going down. I don't know if I think I might make the 10 minutes there. These podcasts are never more than 10 minutes. They're never edited. This is just me, and I'll make mistakes, but everyone makes mistakes. But I've said that before. So if I can give you one thing for that, spread some love. Yeah. Today, when I stop and see someone, I don't just stop. I stop and chat to them if I like them, and I do that for people I like. But for people I don't like, I share the smile a lot, even if they're not going to give it me back. Because a lot of people don't smile, so I walk past them. I give them the smile, and if they really look a bit, I think, hey, how's it going? And I'll engage a conversation, because that's what us humans do. We create great ripples. Like this morning, I saw two people, and they were on an allotment, and we had a right good chat. I stroked the door, we spread some love. I know I left, and they had some joy from what I brought them, and I felt joy. So we've all got that opportunity to do that, and I think you should take that up. It's interesting. I just want to flip back to my single things. This is for anyone, like, because I am quite mighty. I am a mindset coach because my mindset's always been amazing. But when this thing got to me a few years ago, I could handle that, and then I split up, and I couldn't handle that, and I had a terrible breakup, and I hated every second of it, and I suffer from loneliness even when I'm around people. And I remember, so the second time I went to see my best mate was 3 months had gone, not heard much from him. Because I'm always all right. And I am always all right. I'm pretty phenomenal at it. And I want you to pick up that it's not a gift. It's something to practice lots of things, and it's a process. So I went to see him. We went for a meal, and I said, listen, Wesley. And I poured my heart out. This is where I was. This is how I'm feeling this. I'm feeling that, blah, blah, blah. No one cares about me. Da-da-da-da. And at the end of it, he just stopped. I'll never forget it. And he was like, right. I don't quite know what to say because you've never, ever been like this. And what I really liked is when you look and you ask for help. From that day on until I was happy, he dropped me straight as I was happy. But he made an extra special thing about me. He rang me more. He listened to me more. He's one of them people I can really cry to, which is like, for me, it's so important in life. But sometimes we don't ask. And men, I was reading some crazy stat on men. We're the worst. Women are very good at mixing. So if you're a man out there and you've got a problem, ask. Reach out to someone. Just say it. Don't bullcrap and go, you're all right. Go, yeah, I'm all right. That's a lie. Just say something. It made me think about bringing that. One other thought is, I'll probably finish on this one. Yeah, I'll finish on this. So I was with my son, and me and my son filmed a TV show. And later on you're going to see it, and it'll be great. We'll come across great because we try our hardest in life. And the best bit of it for me is the whole thing that we did was what the taxi driver said to me. So I'm on the way back, and we get in at first, and we're knackered because it was quite a long thing, and we don't speak. And then after we get to so far, he says, and he's such a nice guy. I tell you, this guy, Addison Lee, they're called, whoever they use, brilliant firm. I recommend them to the top. So he says, can I say something? And I said, yeah, of course you can. And he went, when you first got in the car, I was thinking, yeah, they're the work colleagues. And then I started thinking, Nah, they're not work colleagues. They're best mates. Nah. They're not best mates. They're brothers. They're definitely brothers. And then he said to me, but now I've just realised you're father and son. And it was at that point, honestly, that was one of my proudest moments of my life. It was that point I realised I forget about our relationship because I love him and we live together and we get on so well. But it was nice to be reminded that someone had seen in us, like our relationship's pretty special, and probably everyone's going to see that because you're going to see a glimpse of that. But yeah, keep your relationship special. I'm going to go now. There's 10 seconds to go, but this was episode 3. If you ever want me, mindsetmentor.co.uk. You can contact me on there. But yeah, thanks for listening. At the minute, it's no one, but I imagine there'll be someone along the line. Thanks so much.